This is the most disturbing videos on the internet today. Let's dive in.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart in all sincerity. You was never supposed to see something like this. In your entire life, you was never supposed to see something like this. That's not okay. That's not normal. That's not regular. You was never supposed to see something like that in your entire life. And there it is on social media. And we pretending like it's normal. When I was younger, for somebody to see something like that, they had to go to a deep store somewhere. A creepy store with a creepy guy selling them on DVD or VHS. They had to go on LimeWire, ShareBear. They had to go deep on the dark web to get a video like this. But today you open up your favorite social media app, and there it is. The same app you going on to talk to your friends, talk to your family, see cute babies and puppies. These type of videos is popping up. Crazy part about it is when I was younger, there used to be a triangle right there in the middle of the screen that you would press that would start the videos. You had to start the videos. These days, autoplay. You don't get to choose. Don't matter how fast you scroll through that timeline, them videos gonna play on its own. And it's gonna play loud, video to the tip top. So now you had to see it. You had to hear it. You're a couple senses off for putting trauma on your soul. I want you to think. They did a study talking about how dopamine affects the brain and how we just getting too much of it these days because of these social media apps. We got all this dopamine in the palm of my hand. It doesn't matter how much I swipe. I'm getting good stuff, bad stuff, happy stuff, sad stuff, back to back to back. It's not normal and it's not good for the brain. So what do you think this type of stuff does, huh? How many kids do you think seen this video today? How many parents do you think seen this video today? How many of his family members do you think seen this video today? People who didn't want to see this had to see this. Because it's on social media. No warning, no nothing. I think the craziest part about all of this is I saw another angle where a man was there and saw it happen. And his first reaction was to go in selfie mode. Yo, cuz just got popped. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. I live on the same planet as you, buddy. We from the same species, homie. We from the same universe. We got the same structure in our bones. We from the same species. I don't want nothing to do with that. Desensitized up here. Your mind ain't right. Something is wrong with you that you saw that and thought, how can I get up? How can I get right on this? Let me shout out my social media. We getting sick, homie. We getting sick. I'm trying to tell y'all, we need to take some time to think about this type of stuff. You was never supposed to see something like that in your entire life. And social media showed you. I love you. Have a nice day.
Going into selfie mode is just pure diabolical. And I believe they even said somebody was cheering. Oh, wow. There he was. Pumping his fist. Like he's celebrating. If you guys needed a reminder that demons walk among us, there you have it. That's sickening. So this is what he looks like. This is the person of interest. Man rides electric scooter through Charlie Kirk vigil and an angry crowd responds.
This guy's gonna get fucked. Some guy. Like, this is the tolerant left. This is supposed to be tolerant. I just saved your life. What happened to free? What happened to free speech? Free speech, motherfucker. Jaden, stop. Stop. Hey, we're best friends. You guys killed that guy who's talking to people. What did happen to free speech? What happened to dialogue? What happened to discourse?
The tension in America is so high right now, it's not even funny. Oh my goodness, what are the odds? All this stuff happening on 9/11 nearby? What does it all mean? I believe this Charlie Kirk's last tweet, of this terrified young woman. America will never be the same. Looking at this young woman, she just looks absolutely petrified.
A man accused of on a Charlotte commuter train now faces a federal charge that could carry the death penalty. Prosecutors say DeCarlos Brown Jr., 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska, who was sitting by herself one row in front of him. Zarutska had fled the war in Ukraine. This is video released by the Charlotte Area Transit Authority. We are not going to show the moment of the attack. Brown has a history of 14 prior arrests and served prison time for robbery with a deadly weapon. The Associated Press reports that earlier this year, he was charged with misusing the 911 system after calling 911 several times from a hospital and claiming people were trying to control him. The AP also says he was released without bail after that incident. His mother told local media that she tried to get him placed on an involuntary psychiatric commitment because he got violent at home. The case is receiving attention from the White House.
On August 22nd, Irina Zarutska was the rail system in Charlotte, North Carolina, by a savage career criminal. This is a public transportation system that many in the area use every single day to go to school and work. Irina was on the train that night traveling home from her job at a pizzeria, still in uniform from her shift. This beautiful, innocent 23-year-old young woman was a Ukrainian refugee who had recently fled her country for a chance at a safer life and a promising new beginning here in the United States of America. President Trump firmly believes that to maintain order in public safety, we must incarcerate individuals whose pending criminal charges or criminal history demonstrate a clear, ongoing risk to civil society. This is a common sense and sensible approach that the vast majority of Americans agree with.
A man accused.
You know, I don't know about accused. The video pretty much speaks for itself. You know, yes, this was a terrible act of violence, but don't let this separate us as a people. There are still a lot of good people on this earth. Way more good people than evil. It's just sometimes the evil gets magnified and people start drawing conclusions about races, hate, violence. You know, it's out there, unfortunately, but there's so much good in this world that you don't want to focus on the negativity. There's so much good still out here. His righteous remnant is still present on this earth. They're scattered across the earth like stars in the sky.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God over all. 1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So
that was Charlie Kirk's last message to us.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how in America over the last 10 years?
counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Young men, you need to have a destination in your life. If you are on a date and a young lady says, well, what do you do? And you're like, it's I kind of meander and I go on DraftKings and I own crypto and I don't know. And loser, instead it should be, I'm studying this because of this. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to work for this person. I want to be able to make this much money by this period of time to provide for a family. And I don't care how hard it gets, but I'll provide for you and provide for the kids. And I'll be the protector and the covering over the family. Follow me because I'm going to lead us. That's what they want to hear. They want the confidence and the security that when life gets difficult and when life starts falling apart, that man will lead them towards security and stability. Because deep down, women have a very well-built and finely tuned, God-given instinct that they'll be able to tell in a man when the bullets start firing, is this guy going to protect me and protect my kids? And is he going to provide or is he going to run for the hills? Go look to your grandfather's generation that stormed Normandy Beach, that built this nation, that started big businesses, that went on adventure. If the most important thing for you is just feeling good, you're going to end up miserable. But if the most important thing is doing good, you will end up purposeful.
Charlie Kirk has sadly passed away, and this is his biggest rival's reaction.
His wife and children were in attendance, dude. Imagine, imagine being, watching your dad. Nobody deserves that. Not even Charlie Kirk.
I gotta be honest, I don't know who this dude is. I don't know who really Charlie Kirk was. But to see the impact that he had on other people's lives definitely says something.
Why do we care if there's no father? I grew up without a father. I feel like I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. I'm in college. Why are we so towards the father? Why does he need to be there so much?
So just looking at, try to answer my question for me. Do you think, what kind of is there any time, and you're being very vulnerable, and I appreciate that, when you were growing up, and maybe not, where you said, I wish I had a dad around?
My mom says I did wish for that once at a wishing well. But my mom was great. She supported me, provided me.
Sure. No, I'm not. This is not a knock on single moms.
Right.
But was there ever a time maybe where a more masculine figure would have been helpful?
I can't really, not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Like, what? Can you give me an example of
Yes.
when a masculine figure would be helpful in my life?
When a boyfriend might have broke up with you, and you didn't want to talk to your mom because she just didn't get it, and you wanted a strong, stable man to say you're beautiful.
I think, I mean, I have not, if my father was like, you're beautiful, that'd be cool. But like, if my mom was also like, you're beautiful, I don't really see a difference between like my mom saying it and my father saying it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's. I don't see the world that way, because there's being a father to a daughter, there's a very unique bond between a father and a daughter, where it's you fall in love again, but not romantic love. You fall in a different type of Greek love, which is called storge, which is a father-daughter love, where you have such affection for this incredible being, and your task is to shepherd that vulnerable, innocent girl through life all the way up until the marriage aisle, to kind of connect the two topics together, right?
Wow.
Where then you hand it off to another man.
You know, I never really knew who Charlie Kirk was. I mean, I seen him a couple times pop up on my timeline, but I never was interested in the politics. But after watching a couple, he seems like not such a bad guy. To be honest with you, I don't know his whole story, or I don't know him personally, but he seems like an all right guy to me. I could definitely see him being president if he turned 35. And yeah, I just want to say my thoughts and prayers go out to Charlie Kirk and his family during this tough time. My thoughts and prayers go out to everyone across the world that needs it, that is dealing with something in this world, extremely tough time. Say, don't shake your faith on anything. Stay positive. Always look towards the light. And I love you guys. No matter what he throws at us, no matter what the cards that God gives us, I believe he gives that to us because we know we can handle it. Now let's get back to it. All right, this is the first. He is sleeping while she is driving passenger. What on earth? All right, let's take a look at this foolery. Oh my goodness. I don't even think that's even a Tesla, to be honest with you. Oh, wow. They are in looks like a cruise. Unbelievable. They need to go to a rest stop and just get their energy back, I guess, or she need to drive.
If you feel like you hate everyone, eat. Low blood sugar tricks your brain into frustration. If you feel like everyone hates you, sleep. Lack of rest makes your mind misread every social cue. If you feel anxious for no reason, walk. Movement clears cortisol from your body. If you feel unmotivated, take a cold shower. That shock releases dopamine and wakes up your system. If you feel stressed, chew gum. Your brain reads it as safety and cortisol drops instantly. If you feel overwhelmed, clear your space. External order brings internal peace. If you feel insecure, stand tall. Your posture sends confidence signals back to the brain. If you feel lonely, help someone. Acts of service releases oxytocin, the connection hormone. If you feel hopeless, plan one small action. Momentum destroys despair. Just keep that in mind.
I'm definitely guilty of not going on a walk enough. Like sometimes I just feel anxious, especially when it's a nice day out like today. Perfect day to hit up a hike on the trail or just walk around your neighborhood.
You're allowed to change your mind about what you want, about who you are, about what you thought would make you happy. The version of you from 5 years ago didn't know everything you've lived through since. And maybe that dream doesn't fit anymore. Maybe that path you fought for now feels more like a cage than a calling. That's not failure, that's growth. The world told you to be consistent, but no one warned you that loyalty to your old self can become self-betrayal. Change isn't weakness, it's alignment. You're not meant to stay static. You're meant to evolve, to question, to expand. So, let go of the guilt. You're allowed to leave behind the person you were brave enough to outgrow. This isn't starting over. This is starting truer.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever hit one of those primal screams on the inside out of pure joy?
The price of not needing anyone. You stop calling. You stop chasing. You stop begging to be understood. And just like that, you become dangerous. Because when you don't need their love, their approval, their fake support, you can't be controlled. They don't know what to do with someone who doesn't flinch when left alone, who doesn't cry when the room empties, who builds in silence while others post for applause. They called you antisocial because you weren't hungry for validation. They called you distant because you weren't desperate for company. They called you cold because you stopped warming people who kept burning you. But what they don't see is this. You were forged in solitude. You were built in silence. You learned how to be your own army. And in a world full of emotional addicts, the man who doesn't need anyone is a threat. The price of not needing anyone.
All right, guys, it's a lot of your guys' favorite time of the day. If you thought I didn't have an excellent specimen for you today, think again. All right, what do we have here? Silver, copper, calcite, and epidote. Epidote. I apologize. But nevertheless, let's take a look at this crazy looking specimen. Has some lime green on it. But doesn't the top remind you of like a dragon? Like a little mini dragon. How cool is that? You can see the tail flickering and you can see the head. If I had to name this piece, I would call it Mini Crystal Dragon. What would you name this piece?
I want to go back just to throw it in their face. Look at that. Look.
Ew. That's disgusting.
That's the goo from the ham.
Yuck. Who wants to eat a pizza with all that ham on it anyway? All right, guys, we have sounds of high vibration person.
All my spiritual people, all my empaths, light workers, and anybody that believes that they're awake. 5 signs you're a high vibrational person. 1. Animals feel safe in your presence. So anytime you're around animals, birds will come and flock around you. Squirrels, dogs will come to you for comfort, not barking. Even insects, ants, ladybirds will come and land on you because they can feel your vibration. 2. People stare at you in public. Now what they're looking at is your aura. They don't even know that's what they're looking at. They don't know why they're drawn to you. That's your aura, your vibration, your frequency. 3. Random strangers love to come to talk to you and tell you their stories. Have you ever been around someone you don't even know too well, but yet they're telling you their life stories, their trauma, their pain? That's because you're a high vibrational being. And they can feel that. Do you know when they come around you and they say, I can feel I can tell you about anything. I feel so open around you. I feel so... That's because you're a vibrational being. 4. You can feel the energy of a room shift when you walk in. So this one's to my empaths. I know many empaths and they'll be like, I don't want to go out in public. I don't like to be around large groups. That's because you can feel the energy of everybody in the room. Sometimes the whole room will change when you enter because your vibration is so high, you have to change the shift. And 5, I love this one. You irritate toxic people just by being your true, authentic self. That's because evil can't exist around goodness. It can't. It can't. So people get upset with you because you're like a mirror. You show them what they should be doing. You know, when you're happy and people are upset at your happiness, the vibration is too high. You know, when it's too high, people have to say, calm down. Why are you so happy? Listen, keep being yourself. High vibrational being. Light workers and empaths. Keep it 1,000. Now this is for all my spiritual.
Keep it 1,000. I like that. Shout out to 1,000. People come up to me all the time and they'll be like, don't I know you? And I'll be like, no, you know? And it's just, I get that everywhere I go. People swear they know me. And I'm like, for the 12th time, I don't know you. Unless you say Dark Waters 9 or Jet Ski Chuck. And that happened to me once, actually. Shout out to the guy that got a picture with me. You make me feel so cool. The coolest I ever felt in my life. Thank you, brother. That's all we got for today's episode. If you made it this far, the code word for today is peace. Go ahead and drop peace in the comments down below. That lets me know you're a real one. You made it all the way to the end of my video. You really rock with your boy. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. This was the most disturbing videos on the internet today. See you later.